So today we're going to be ranking Smallville season premieres. This was a very hard video to make because Smallville goes all out for their premiere. While I was rewatching the premieres, I couldn't really decide. I seemed to like each one the same. So I had to sit down and nitpick each premiere, in order to get my rankings. Number 10, season 9. This season seems to always be at the bottom of my rankings, probably because it was my least favorite season. This was also my easiest choice. It was so dark compared to the other premieres. Then there was that inexplicable fight between Aliyah and Lois. How come Lois lost her memory when she came back from the future, but Aliyah didn't? Also, someone pointed out to me the plot hole of Aliyah still having her powers in the present under the yellow sun. Number 9, season 10. This one mainly for the back and forth between Clark and Jor-El. I hate his relationship with Jor-El. I hate that they made Jor-El such an asshole. Clark is about as wholesome as they come. His only flaws come with dealing with Jor-El. But if you were to listen to Jor-El, Clark was this out of control, overly emotional wreck of a being. And don't get me started on how later on Kara co-signed his bullshit. But I digress. Jor-El really is the only reason this is at number 9. Number 8, season 8. The fallout from Lex's lackluster exit. They had to write themselves out of a corner. And what they came up with was Clark in Russia with no powers. And Chloe was deep into Mary Sue territory. Last season, she could heal people. Now her brain was faster than a supercomputer. How did one thing turn into this brand new thing? It made no sense. Number 7, season 7. Bizarro and the beginning of Chloe's healing powers. She was a meteor freak. And their powers are usually associated with something that they were either doing when the meteors hit or something they were obsessed with. This was neither. There was also the fallout from Lana's death, the introduction of Kara, and of course, she can fly. Number 6, season 6. Zod possessing Lex's body. The introduction of Henry James Olsen. Blech. Clark is sent to the Phantom Zone and runs into the Kryptonians that he sent there last season. But it begs the question, why did those Kryptonians have a crystal that could send people to the Phantom Zone in the first place? Where did they get it from? I mean, weren't they criminals themselves? Number 5, season 2. Fallout from the tornado that hit during their spring formal. A lot happened in this episode. From Clark literally climbing into a flying truck with Lana in the midst of the twister, to Jonathan fighting with that reporter over the tape of Clark's spaceship. Clark had to balance looking for his father while avoiding Lana's suspicions, which started here and never really let up. Number 4, season 3. Clark Kent in exile. Clark living a teenager's dream in Metropolis while his parents was on the verge of losing the farm in Smallville was surreal to say the least. And at the same time, Lex was presumed dead while losing his mind on a deserted island. I guess both he and Clark were living out 2 different types of exiles. One self-imposed, one imposed upon him. Number 3, season 1, the pilot. Okay, some people may feel a type of way with this being at number 3. I like it. It's a great pilot. It introduces the characters well as the structure of the show. I just like my other choices better. Number 2, season 5. Clark finally knows that Chloe knows his secret. And Jor-El really ain't shit because he knew what was going on in Smallville with those Kryptonians because he was working through Lionel's trying to thwart them when he knew the only one that could was Clark. And when Clark didn't come back to the fortress when he wanted him to, he took his powers away. Then later on used saving his life as an excuse to kill someone close to Clark. I really can't stand Jor-El. But for me, the end reveal of Brainiac was worth it. And number 1, season 4. Kal-El flies. Of course, he had to be a jerk just like Jarrell, but his flying was awesome. Plus, we're introduced to Lois Lane, and in the same episode is visited by old school Lois Lane. Too bad they didn't get a scene together. Love the Clark versus Kal-El scene when Martha used black kryptonite to separate the two. Also had the bombshell ending of Chloe still being alive. So those are my Smallville season premiere rankings. Are you screaming at your screens in anguish? Let me know in the comments down below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell icon so you know the next time I upload or go live. Thanks.